starring Lee Marvin.
Small holdup with violence. The owner of the store was shot. And only one person got a good look at the bandit. I wound up a case and checked in, only to be sent to a West Side precinct where there was a heavy sick list. My name's Frank Ballinger, Detective Lieutenant, M Squad, a special detail of the Chicago Police. Wally Gardner, a repeater, was in trouble again. First arrest, age 14, vandalism. 6 months house of correction. Back 1 year later for housebreaking. Grand larceny.
What does that prove?
Carrying concealed weapons. Receiving stolen goods. Assault.
I never shot no grocer.
Our eyewitness says you did. Picture photo from our mug files. And swears she saw you coming out of the grocery store.
Well, she's wrong. You guys need a patsy to pin the action on. I'm it.
Everybody gets a fair shake around here. Now, the robbery occurred at 5:10 yesterday afternoon, the corner of Gilpin and Winnetka. Where were you?
Other side of town, looking for a job.
Good. Can you prove that?
The place closed at 5. I got there a little after.
Well, that's neat. No one saw you then.
People in the streets, maybe, who'll remember me. I'm no pin-up girl.
Look, Gardner, why don't you make it easy on yourself and confess?
Easy. With my record, I could get life for dropping paper on a sidewalk.
Okay, friend.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I just remembered something.
He just remembered something.
Yeah, look, I remember that there was a witness. I stopped a guy at 43rd and Morton. I bummed a light from him. It was around 5:30.
And that was miles from where the robbery occurred.
This is what I'm telling you. Find a guy and he'll prove it.
Too much to expect you to know his name.
I just bummed a match.
Of course, you can describe him.
Yeah. Yeah, I can describe him. He was a tall guy. Weighed maybe like 185 pounds. Real smooth dress. He had a sort of a gray mustache, and he was wearing one of them hats rolled up around like politicians. What do you...
Homburg?
Homburgs, yeah. On his hand, it was his right hand. Yeah, it was right hand. He had a kind of a white mark, like a splotch, a burn or something, but with white, you know?
Yeah, sure. You didn't happen to notice his bridge work, did you? Now, look, Gardner, get off it. You claimed you just saw him for an instant.
You're ready to strap me down and burn me because some woman claims she saw me coming out of a grocery store. Now, how come you believe her and not me?
All right, let's suppose that such a witness does exist. How do you expect us to find him?
You know, I don't expect you to.
Look, listen to me, and I want you to get this straight. Nobody gets railroaded around here, Wally. If an alibi witness exists in Cook County, we'll find him. What I could have done was to turn the case over to the state's attorney and let Gardner's lawyer worry about finding the alibi witness. That's what I could have done. But somehow I wanted to make a try for the man who never got a break. I took the description of the alleged witness to the newspapers and I put it on the air. If the man existed and heard the call, he'd come forward.
Well, it's been 2 days now, Frank, and not a nibble. If witness existed, we'd have heard something. Didn't you see Gardner's playing you for a sucker?
There's always that chance.
Well, give it up, why don't you?
Because there's a possibility that he may be innocent.
What? He was marked rotten from the beginning. It's either this time or next time for him anyway. Read the statistics on guys like Gardner.
I had another talk with a witness. She swears there's no mistake. Gardner's our man.
Are you calling me off?
You're a stubborn man, Frank. That can be a good thing. All right, 2 more days. After that, it's closed.
Gardner was his own worst enemy, refusing even to help himself. I thought maybe his family could help me. I've been trying to contact his mother.
So he's allowed visitors.
I should doll myself up and hustle down to the city jail. For what? We got nothing to say to each other.
He's your son, Mrs. Gardner.
His father's son, you mean? You wonder I've had it?
It's just that I thought maybe you could help.
Wholesale's final, no merchandise return after leaving the window. You've got him now. Maybe this time you'll hang on to him. Listen to that racket, will you? Never quits. Daytime the kids, at night the tenants. More quiet than a lion works.
Mrs. Gardner, the day of the shooting, did he say anything before he went out about a job?
What do I know? I got nothing better to do than listen to his talk. Let me tell you, it's a hard thing to have a son like him. The tenants, how do you think they like it? The super, she's got a no-good jailbird for a son. Oh, what I'd give for one day's quiet.
You really don't care what happens to him, do you?
You just haven't been listening, have you?
Somebody must.
Why? He was never long on friends. Gloomy. Sore and gloomy. A position like that don't just with friends. His girl, maybe, she might care. Maybe she gets a different look at him.
His girl?
Yeah, Doris. Maybe she can help you. Doris Colby.
What should I say, Lieutenant? That it couldn't happen to a nicer guy? All right, I said it. The hard luck kid, that's Wally. Always talking about the job he was gonna get, tomorrow. Well, a girl can't live on tomorrows. Hey, I gotta get dressed. My date's picking me up in 20 minutes. Don't bother, we can go right ahead talking. No place to hide, Lieutenant. Just turn your back. After all, if we can't trust the police, who can we trust, I always say.
Did Wally ever indicate to you any intentions about pulling a stick up?
Why, I should say not. Say, what kind of a girl do you take me for? What I mean is, after all, things were bad enough as they were. I mean, after all, it isn't as if there was any future in it, and I told him as much.
You told him what?
Well, there just wasn't any sense in building anything. After all, where can you go with the next con? It rubs off on you. Everything he touches, it rubs off. It's bound to. You'd think he'd see that.
Yeah, sure.
Girl wants a few laughs. She wants a happy type of fella. A guy who'll take her places and spend money. Keep her in kicks. You know what I mean, Lieutenant?
You know, it's not always so easy.
Lieutenant.
It's not always so easy for an ex-con to find a good, reliable, well-paying job.
Now, isn't that just exactly what I said to him? I told him, nothing personal, I said, but you gotta go with the ball. How much did he get?
Huh?
It's okay. You can turn around. The store. What would it take?
The store was robbed of $87.
That all? See what I mean? That Wally can't even make a decent score. Keep me out of this, huh, Lieutenant? I can't afford to get my name mixed in a two-bit stick-up. Zip me, huh? Ow! I got a sensitive skin.
Yeah, I noticed. You know, I can't help but feel sorry for Gardner. Even a snake deserves family loyalty. A little sympathy from the people that are supposed to be close to him.
Read this. Report came in a few minutes ago. Now maybe you'll stop feeling so sorry for Gardner.
Now, look, Ballinger, I've been getting nothing but a runaround from
Wally.
you. I'm entitled to bail, and I want it.
Oh, you do, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Well, you're not going to get any bail because we're changing the charge to homicide. The grocer just died.
Dead.
Is that all you got to say?
Well, what more do you want me to say? How many times do I have to tell you I'm innocent? Why didn't you turn up my alibi witness?
Because he doesn't exist. That was 4 days ago. He would have come forward by now.
Yeah, Yes? So burn me. You're so sure I'm guilty? Well, what are you waiting for?
We want a confession.
Yeah, sure you do. You don't believe I'm guilty? You never will. Give me a light, huh? Matches.
Hmm?
Look, remember I told you I bummed the light from the guy?
Yeah.
Well, there was a picture on the matches. Not on that one, but on the one the guy had. Like a clown, you know? Winking.
So I went looking for the clown. And the one that winked belonged to the old Harlequin restaurant. I thought Wally Gardner was lying to save his skin, but I had to give him the benefit of a doubt. He was fighting for his life now. And he said the man who gave him the light had matches from this restaurant. Oh, thanks, no.
I don't wish to be disrespectful,
It's
Lieutenant.
just that you don't want the police hanging around.
Well, I'm certain that you can understand, sir.
Of course. We may want one of your customers, and you certainly wouldn't want to inconvenience them.
If we knew anything, we'd be most happy to cooperate.
Well, why don't we run through it once more, then, just for laughs? It's about 6 feet tall, say 185 to 190 pounds, little mustache, slightly gray, and, oh, yes, on the back of her, I think it's his right hand, there's sort of a bleach mark.
As I said before, we know of no such person.
You know, it's funny you weren't even listening.
Pardon me, Lieutenant, I must get back to work.
That's wrong. It's we who must get back to work.
Good afternoon, Mr. Simmons. Your usual table, sir?
Yes, Victor.
Excuse me, I'm Lieutenant Ballinger. You fit the description of a man that we've been looking for.
Oh, in regards to what?
Well, obviously, you read the papers. Gardner's description fits you perfectly.
I'm sure you've made a mistake, Lieutenant. Mr. Simmons is one of our best customers.
You've been enough help already today, thank you. You see, we've been expecting a certain witness to come forward. It was all in the papers.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, could I please see the back of your hands?
Of course.
That's the mark that Gardner describes. Mr. Simmons, would you mind coming along with me?
Just why haven't you been down to see us, Mr. Simmons?
Well, there was no point to it. I had nothing to tell you. After all, I haven't been in the vicinity of 43rd and Morton Streets in years.
You still could have called us.
Why, because of these articles in the newspapers? I saw no reason to get my name mixed up with a petty crime. After all, I didn't know the fellow.
Just what business are you in, Mr. Simmons?
I'm an architect.
Oh, that Mr. Simmons. The one who constructed the Courtly building and the Salem Manor apartments?
Yes, that Mr. Simmons. Now, unless you feel you haven't wasted enough of my time, I would like to get back to you. You found him.
Well, there seems to be a difference of opinion about that.
What difference? That's the guy. Well, go ahead. Tell him how you give me the light. I never saw this man before in my life. No, that ain't so. That's the guy. Now, you gotta remember, you just gotta. Remember, you were walking west on 43rd Street. I come up behind you and asked you for a light, and you... His hand, a white mark. Look there, right. Really, Captain, do we have to continue this?
All right, Sergeant, take you back.
Nobody gets railroaded around here, Wally.
You know, for a man you insist you've never seen before, Mr. Simmons, Gardner managed to give us a very detailed description of you.
Well, I never said that he'd never seen me before. After all, there are plenty of places where he might have spotted me. Weeks, perhaps even months ago.
Well, that's very true, but why you?
Well, I think that's obvious. When you backed him into a corner, he grabbed at me at random out of his memory.
One other thing I don't understand, that is why you didn't voluntarily come down to see us.
That again, I told
Yes, that
you
again,
there was
Mr. Simmons.
All right, Mr. Simmons, you can go. If we want you further, we'll call you.
Thank you.
You know, he may design pretty elegant buildings, but I don't believe him.
But you're going to have a pretty miserable time proving he's a liar. His word against an ex-convicts is pretty good.
Then I'll have to back it up, huh? If nobody remembers Gardner, maybe somebody will remember Simmons.
Hello, Lieutenant. Look who I brought to you.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Gardner. Won't you come in? Doris, would you mind waiting in the hall, please?
Oh, well, all right, but I can't wait too long.
All right. Won't you sit down, please? I suppose you want to see Wally.
No, I don't. I've seen him in places like this before, too many times. Novelty's worn off. I brought him some things he'd be yelling for. Cigarettes, soap, handkerchiefs.
I thought that you didn't care.
Maybe it's a habit. See that he gets them, will you?
Sure. Well, you're not going to get him a lawyer?
Nah, he knows who he wants. Thanks for the favor.
Mrs. Gardner, you know, there's something funny about this case. Wally could be telling the truth.
Wally? Yeah, I didn't remember before. It came back after you left. He did say something about going for a job.
What part of town?
I wasn't listening. Because he was up there for years. There was a time. He was a cute baby. Guess that's all I ever wanted, a baby. Not the growing up trouble. He cried. He grew up yelling and crying. Never stopped and I couldn't stand it. He only stopped when he began making trouble for himself.
Are you sure that you don't want to see him?
Nah. I don't like to remember him always in here.
Well, I'll see that he gets these handkerchiefs and things. Well, what's on your mind, Doris?
Well, a reporter phoned me, asked if I was an important witness.
Oh, you mean because it's a murder case now?
Well, it isn't exactly a two-bit stick-up. Aren't you interested in Wally's state of mind?
Well, sure. What have you got, Doris?
Well, a month ago, he was flat broke, and he talked about getting some quick money. Now, of course, I don't know if he got it or not, but night before last, he was flat broke again.
Like to get your name in the papers, hmm?
Why, I never had no such idea.
I mean, you don't want me to set up an interview with the press for you so you can get a little publicity?
Well, say, there's no sense in getting sore about this. I only came here to tell you what I heard, that's all.
Well, look, why don't you go on home, Doris? When you have something concrete, come back and let me know, huh? I began at 43rd and Morton. It meant pounding a lot of pavements. All I had to go on was Simmons' name and his description. It was miles from where he lived. He was an architect. So on the possibility that he knew or had called on another architect, a draftsman, or some contractor in the neighborhood, I'd listed all of them within a 4-block area of where Wally said he had met the man. Then I made a systematic checkup. I had 24 hours to get a break. Most of the names on my list were away working in offices. The others only knew Simmons by reputation. Near the end of my list, I had a man by the name of Carl Peterson, a retired architect. Neighbors hadn't seen Peterson for several days. Not since the day Wally was arrested. Mr. Peterson? His room was in disorder, dusty, unlived in. Mr. Peterson? The unlocked door, money packed in a bag, blood on a broken T-square. It looked as if somebody had been trying to remove the evidence and had been interrupted. I decided to check the whole flat. The man had been dead for days.
I didn't mean to do it. He drove me out of my mind. I didn't mean to kill him. I swear it.
You feel like telling us about it now?
It's funny. I thought this was going to be the hardest part, but it's nothing compared to what I've gone through.
You realize that the stenographer will take down everything you say.
I'm not a bad architect, Lieutenant. I'm just not a very good one. Carl Peterson was. I supplied the ambition. He had the imagination.
You collaborated?
Yes, except that I took solo credit. Carl didn't mind. All he cared about in life was pure design. Tuesday, when I went up to his apartment to see him, he told me then that his doctor had only given him 2 more months to live. Well, suddenly, with death backing him into a corner, he became like a man obsessed with ambition. Well, don't you see? I couldn't let him do that. I had to stop him.
Do what, Mr. Simmons?
What, go to the newspapers and expose the truth about who had really designed the courtly buildings and all the rest of them. It would have ruined me.
So you killed him?
I didn't mean to. I reasoned with him. I pleaded. I even offered him money. But he threw it back in my face. What good was money, he said, to a dead man? No, he wanted some elaborate obituary, not an expensive headstone. And then he hit me. And I lost my head. What's the penalty for taking 2 months off the life of a dying man?
Even one day, it's still murder.
Now you see why I couldn't admit to being on the corner of 43rd and Morton.
A little tough on Wally Gardner, though. An alibi witness looking for his own alibi. Then you did see Wally, huh?
Yes, I gave him that light.
You're free to go, Wally.
Look, cop, if you're waiting for me to thank you, you can let the air out. This was a bum rap from the start. Turning me loose don't change it.
Nobody's sorrier than I.
Sorry don't cut no ice, because it can happen again. No matter how close I try to stay to the crowd, it can happen any time. So don't give me sorry, cop. You'll be bringing me back again.
Why don't you get a job, Wally, and keep out of trouble?
With my record, who'd have me?
Maybe I could find you something.
I'll think it over.
You do that. When you make up your mind, give me a ring. The homicide squad found the man who killed the grocer. A happy ending? Was too soon to tell. Simmons had all the breaks and he was behind bars. Gardner had none and he was free. I'd always had a sneaking suspicion that justice could see through her blindfold. Anyway, even a man like Wally Gardner gets the benefit of a doubt in my town.
Be sure to tune in again for another exciting story from the files of M Squad.